Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Coach Kat, and I'm here to talk to you about the 7 reasons why coaches give up too soon. And I hope this is going to help you out and give you a little bit of clarity on what's going on in the coaching world and some of the things that I've noticed, especially in my own career too. And before I forget, if you like what we're talking about here, please go ahead and check out classwithkat.com to find out one of the strategies that I use and something that I've noticed, and I can actually predict whether or not or how soon a coach will have success in business. I'm going to do all these reasons spread out over 7 days, so please come back tomorrow to check out the next one. Super excited to dive in, so let's take a quick look at number 1. The number 1 reasons why coaches give up too soon is perfectionism. Can you relate in any way before I go ahead and talk about some of the things that I've noticed? Let's go ahead and take a look. So here's what perfectionism is in the coaching world. Basically, never really starting or procrastinating. I mean, you wouldn't be human if you didn't procrastinate, but the thing is, how long are you procrastinating? And are you really realizing how much is actually hurting you? How much, it's costing you in business? Or never really starting, like just being on the sidelines, taking a look at what everybody else is doing, kind of like daydreaming about what would be possible for you, but not being out there on the front line doing things and working towards getting business. Another thing that I notice with coaches is we're always in creative mode, meaning we come up with a lot of ideas. I mean, there is absolutely no end in sight with how creative coaches are. And this can be a great thing if you're implementing the things that you're coming up with, and not so much if you just have them or just write them down and they sit there and collect dust. Another thing is avoiding judgment. Yes, perfectionism goes hand in hand with avoiding judgment. And here's why. People that want things done perfect don't really want to be criticized. They don't really want to have someone point out or say something about their work, or they're not really receptive to any type of feedback. They think that it may be an attack, a personal attack for that matter. So once again, these things that I'm talking about here are very, very general. Like, I've noticed them over the years. And if you're in this bucket, I say, you know what? Start being a little more tolerant with yourself and understand that in order to grow and in order to build a business, you're going to make mistakes and none of the work will ever be finished. So better get started and start impacting lives, because after all, I think a lot of coaches, that's really behind what they really want to do. And once again, just one more time, if you really want to find out how I can actually figure out how soon a coach is going to have success and if they're going to have success in business, go ahead and check out classwithkat.com, and it's going to be a super awesome video that's going to show you how I learned over the years to be able to predict. It's literally a pattern that can tell me whether or not a coach is going to have success in business. And I think just the awareness alone in that video will do amazing things for you. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple more before I wrap this up. One more thing is waiting for the perfect time. This is another way of procrastinating, but this time is almost like you're trying to have all the pieces fit in perfectly before you even give it a shot. And I'm here to tell you, there's never a perfect time, and you will never, ever be 100% ready to take action. So if that's been one of your excuses, I'm here to pull that out and say, get out there now. Again, I'm talking from experience. I've seen this happen with, my clients. I've done it many, many times, and Sometimes even now being aware of it and having ways to not allow this to stop me, we still sometimes get caught up in it. So have a little patience with yourself, be a little more understanding, and just know there is never a time when everything is going to be just perfect. And if you're waiting for that, what if you're missing out on so much more until that perfect time? And then when is going to be the next perfect time? Just think about it. Put things in perspective. Also, this is huge. Please, 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 please pay attention to this one. Perfectionism has a lot to do with also not being able to believe in your product and service. What I've noticed is that coaches have a high standard for themselves, sometimes quite unrealistic to be honest, just because they have really good intention and they want to make sure that they don't take advantage of people and that their work is justified for the money that they charge. And this is something that plagues coaches, is not being able to believe in your product or service, not being able to be out there and say, this is how much it's going to cost you, because what if it doesn't work? What if the other person doesn't like it? What if? There's a lot of what ifs. So if you're not really able to believe in your product and your service, once again, I want to invite you one more time to the class that I put together, to the video that can literally shift your perspective so much to the point where next week you can start implementing things, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So go ahead and go to classwithkat.com, check it out, and see for yourself how I can predict a coach's success. So with everything that we've talked about, which one is the one that stood out the most to you, or you have maybe recognized in yourself? I'd like to invite you to take a look at that, and not to judge yourself, but to be able to say, everybody's doing this. Everybody is guilty of this. So I'm going to give myself permission to override this thinking right here and understand it's my fear trying to keep me playing small. But I have a bigger mission. I have a heart that wants to serve, and none of these things right here will ever keep me down. I'm also really interested to see if you've had any other things come up that you can relate to perfectionism. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about another one. Like I said, there's going to be 7 days, so please come back and check them out. Every single day is going to be a different one. These are things that I've noticed, in my own business, I've noticed in my clients, and I'm sure that you may be able to find yourself in it as well. So once again, this is a Kat, and I'm super excited that we got to hang out for a little bit. And if you feel that this has helped you, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, comment, or share with someone that you think may need to see this as well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and don't forget to check out classwithkat.com. I'll see you soon.